What continues to interest me about art is, of course, the interplay between the immediate experience, the fact that an object is simply in front of your eyes, affecting you, working on the senses, and on the other hand, the incredibly complex layerings it involves, the response to the history of images, the fact that what you see is part of a development of form, responding to other images.
To establish art history as overarching visual studies, this is Frank Fehrenbach's goal. The art historian's innovative approach links Renaissance art with scientific insight and technical knowledge. He has received international acclaim for his studies on the works of Leonardo da Vinci, in which he analyzes the scientific references in Leonardo's drawings, gaining a complex understanding of his draftsmanship.
Leonardo was the very first Renaissance artist to produce drawings that were not done in the context of a concrete commission, but were actually continuous experimental material for himself.
Frank Fehrenbach on the way to the Fine Arts Library at Harvard University in Boston. Valuable facsimiles of Leonardo's collected drawings are to be found there. The universal genius produced some 6,000 of them, especially technical drawings.
You have to imagine Leonardo as someone who basically never stopped drawing. The drawings, Leonardo's manuscripts, are known for their microscopic detail. There's basically no level on which information does not appear at some stage.
Fehrenbach is particularly interested in the studies in natural philosophy. Leonardo's hydraulic sketches revealed that the researcher was speculating on fluid flow behavior. The broader spectrum of styles can be found in the technical drawings. Frank Fehrenbach has elucidated and demonstrated what effect various facets of drawing have on the viewer.
Some of the technical drawings are incredibly detailed, and there are others that are mere sketches. But even in the sketches, the viewer is involved as someone who now has the privilege of looking over Leonardo's shoulder. I think Leonardo was one of the first draftsmen to consciously utilize the processual nature of the drawing, the fact that a drawing allows something to develop in front of your eyes. And I believe people really liked that. They weren't used to it.
In his cross-disciplinary studies, Frank Fehrenbach has set new standards in art history. An expert on Italian Renaissance painting, he will now relocate from Boston to the University of Hamburg to take up his Alexander von Humboldt Professorship and build up an interdisciplinary research center on images of nature. It is set to play a pioneering role in art history around the globe.
Frank Fehrenbach
stands for a new definition of art history, going far beyond the subject itself, working across the disciplines with the sciences and with psychology. He's a researcher with a worldwide reputation, an expert on Leonardo da Vinci in the classic sense of art history, but also someone who transcends the boundaries of his subject.
Der die Grenzen dieses Faches weit transzendiert.
The Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum in Boston. This is where Professor Fehrenbach wants to demonstrate the spirit and secret of Renaissance art. This period of art sought to represent aliveness whilst toying with the breath of death. The most valuable painting in the collection illustrates this. Titian's 16th century Rape of Europe. Fehrenbach has made a principle of only studying such outstanding works of art in the original.
The
Rape of Europa was the last in a series of erotic paintings for the Spanish king. What is so interesting about it is that it visualizes a particular form of enlivenment in painting. A contemporary author described Titian's erotic paintings as being particularly enlivened because they enhance the enlivenment of the viewer. What always amazes me about this picture is that the positioning of the figures doesn't really work, because they always seem to be oscillating on the surface of the picture at different distances too, and the landscape keeps actively interfering with the events. Basically, everything dissolves into movement and transition.
Frank Fehrenbach is trying to dissolve the boundaries of his discipline and revitalize it from the perspective of natural history. That in doing so he also upholds the experience of art makes his form of visual culture all the more authentic. To enhance the experience factor, Fehrenbach has already envisaged special strategies involving film and animation.
As an art historian, I dream of being able to imbue the immediate experience with historical perspectives. This means constant tension, but I would just like to push the relationship further and further. I would like to develop more historically informed viewing while not losing sight of the immediate experience of objects.